The turbulent landscape of Indonesia's recent history, few events have been as harrowing and reflective of deep-seated societal issues as the tragedy that befell Ita Martadinata Haryono in the late 1990s. Ita, a young Indonesian woman of Chinese descent, found herself an unwitting victim of the violent ethnic clashes that marred Indonesia during a time of profound political and economic instability. On the fateful day of October 28, 1998, Ita's life was cruelly cut short. She was fatally shot by an unidentified assailant amid the chaos that engulfed Jakarta and other parts of the country. This period, particularly the harrowing days of the May 1998 riots, saw an explosion of violence, with ethnic Chinese Indonesians targeted amidst a backdrop of widespread looting and social unrest. These riots were symptomatic of the broader collapse of President Suharto's New Order regime, brought on by a severe economic crisis and demands for democratic reform. The investigation into Ita's death was emblematic of the challenges faced by many in seeking justice for the violence during those dark days. With the country in turmoil, law enforcement efforts were severely hampered. The usual avenues for justice were cluttered with the debris of a society in upheaval, making the identification and apprehension of suspects extraordinarily difficult. The sheer scale of the crisis overwhelmed the police and judicial systems, leaving many families, including Ita's, in a painful limbo, grappling with loss while yearning for accountability. Ita's family, thrown into a nightmare of grief and uncertainty, embarked on a relentless quest for justice that would bring them into the heart of Indonesia's struggle with its own national identity and the imperative of reconciling its multicultural fabric. Their journey was fraught with obstacles, from the initial shock and despair to the frustrating engagement with a bureaucratic apparatus ill-equipped to handle the enormity of the crisis at hand. As years passed, the call for justice for Ita Martadinata Haryono and countless others who suffered during the riots grew louder. Human rights groups, both within Indonesia and internationally, rallied to the cause, demanding thorough investigations and the prosecution of those responsible for the violence. These efforts aimed not only at individual accountability, but at a broader societal recognition of the injustices inflicted upon ethnic minorities and the need for substantial reforms to prevent future atrocities. Despite the passage of time and the myriad challenges faced, the legacy of Ita Martadinata Haryono's life and untimely death continues to resonate. It stands as a somber reminder of the consequences of ethnic hatred and the fragility of social harmony in the face of political and economic crises. Ita's story, and the enduring struggle of her family and others like them, underscores the importance of justice, reconciliation, and the ongoing effort to forge a more inclusive and resilient society out of the ashes of past conflicts. Through the lens of Ita's tragedy, Indonesia confronts its complex history, grappling with the scars of violence while striving towards a future where diversity is celebrated and justice prevails for all its citizens.